Do you want to know why your store is not optimized? Do you want to know why you're only bringing in traffic? Do you want to know why you're not making any sales? What's up, my elite family? Welcome to my channel. This is your boy, John Evans. I know that was a little dramatic, but hopefully I made you laugh. If not, cringe. Today we're actually gonna talk about my top 5 hacks for a store conversion. What you're going to have is everything you need to have a store optimized enough to get you sales. It's gonna be a step-by-step tutorial, how to set up everything from 0 to 100. So without further ado, let's hop into my bad computer.
So we're actually over the shoulder into my computer. We're gonna go over the perfect setting. This is our number 5 hack. I just opened this new test store. You're simply gonna go to the bottom left and hit settings. This is the stuff that you wanna take care of first, because this is what pretty much goes on in the back end. So we're not gonna go into general, but this is basically you setting up your legal business name and your business address. Payment providers, all you need to do is just set up your Stripe account, and here Shopify makes it really easy. You just click here, complete account setup, and it's a very intuitive step-by-step process. And then your PayPal, you cannot set it up here yet, but you will set it up as soon as your customer actually pays you with PayPal for the first time. You'll get a notification. You don't need to worry about any of this. We're gonna go to checkout now. You're gonna actually set it up as accounts are optional. You wanna leave customers can only check out using email. Here, make sure it's required first and last name. Company name, make it optional. Address line, leave it optional, the second address line, and leave this optional as well. And order processing, make sure these two are checked. Make sure that it's do not automatically fulfill any orders, because you don't want to fulfill orders as soon as they come in. You want to fulfill orders as soon as they ship, and they don't ship the same day they come in. Make sure, after orders are fulfilled, automatically archive it. That's perfectly fine. Make sure you select. You want to actually pre-select people for email marketing. Shipping we're going to skip for now. That's actually hack number 4. Taxes, I'm also going to skip this only because depending on what country you're doing this from, so I'm not going to go over taxes. For taxes, I highly suggest you just Google it or YouTube it, or just go to a tax professional and consult with them. And locations, skip this. We don't manage inventory. Notification, we're going to customize notification, and basically it's the purchase confirmation that the customer gets after they place an order with you. Here you actually want to put your logo, right? You want to make it look professional. So I highly advise that before setting this up, before even opening a Shopify account, definitely go on Fiverr.com, get a logo done, and also get a banner done. Just for sake of example, we're going to use this as my logo. Of course, this is just a picture. Don't ever do that. Looks very unprofessional. Make sure your colors of your buttons and your overall color of your store matches that of your logo, right? You want to make everything seem congruent. In this case, I'm picking blue because, I don't know, it just matches with this sample logo that I'm using. Make sure whatever color you choose, you copy the hex code, type it down somewhere. That way you're not, every time you want to select a color for something, and you don't want to guess to see, oh, I think it was this color, and you're going to move this around. Files, it's just every single file that you upload on Shopify, like the logo, the banner, product pictures, anything really, it's gonna be here. It is just like a storage. And then account is where you're gonna manage your plan. And then here you're gonna be able to add a staff account. Staff accounts are used, if you have a business partner, you can add them as a staff. You're just hiring somebody to do something for you on your store, like maybe a coder, right? Or somebody to do some work. Finally we have store status, right? Eventually, if you want to pause the store, you can close your store if you're ever abandoning it for whatever reason. Let's go to billing real quick. And billing is just going to be, here's where we'll add a credit card. Caveat here, you don't need a credit card. If you have a debit card, it's perfectly fine. The cool thing about Shopify is that, they create all these policies. Simply just hit here and Shopify will automatically create a refund policy for you, except for the last one, which is perfectly fine. You'll just do this on your own. Make sure you read through all of this, right? Don't just copy and paste, and just modify it based on your needs. Take each one by one and copy it separately, right, on your notes. And the reason I say that is because later on you're actually going to need to copy this again. And for shipping policy, You know, actually, in my Facebook group, if you're a part of it, I actually have a template where you can just copy and paste and, again, modify it to your needs. But if you're not part of my group, well, I really suggest you guys go to a Facebook group. It's really great. I have so much hacks and so much stuff, and I help people there constantly, and I post stuff, and there's cheat sheets, and there's just videos there that they're not even on YouTube. For shipping policy, essentially what you want to tell the customer is, due to high demand, please allow, and also disclose your processing time, right? Processing time is 3 to 5 days. That's what I typically do. And that is it, guys, for the perfect settings. Number 4, shipping hacks. With shipping, generally you're gonna have domestic, right, which is gonna be the U.S. and rest of the world. The first time you come here, what's gonna happen is you're gonna hit edit. This will be completely empty, and you're actually gonna have some stuff here in weight base rates. That's going to say USPS, UPS. You're just going to delete this. And then what you're going to want to do is add rates, right? So we're going to do price-based rates. You're going to set a standard shipping rate. And the shipping, it's going to be from 0 to 75. For the shipping amount, what's normal, anywhere between $4 to $6. So if you're within that range, you're perfectly fine. I like to do $4.95, and that's it. That's your first standard shipping. And the reason we did till $75, in case you're wondering, okay, so what happens if the customer actually purchases something that's worth more than $75? So you want to do $75.01, avoid overlapping, and no limit here. And then what you want to do is check this, right? So you want to actually give, this is a little hack, you want to give customers free shipping if their order exceeds $75. And it's just a cool thing to do. Customers appreciate it. So that's AliExpress dropshipping setup. Now, rest of the world, it's going to be the same exact thing as far as setting it up, with only one key difference. The what you're going to charge for shipping is going to be different. You're going to add price base rates, and then you're going to do the exact same thing. But here's where it's going to be different, right? You're not going to charge $4 or $6 for it. This is international shipping, and international shipping is in fact more expensive. People know that shipping outside of the US costs more. You can actually up your shipping, and anywhere between $7 and $9 is completely reasonable. And then here you're gonna do the same thing, $75.01, and then no limit. You're gonna do free shipping, and check this box. Alright guys, so hack number 3, what makes a good homepage? Now we can actually work on our store. And for that, you're going to go to sales channels under online store, and here you'll see theme, blog post, pages, navigations, domains, and preferences. And then here's where your theme is. This is basically the backbone, right? The infrastructure of your store. And, again, just want to say something here. People really overdo it. Like, people, when they're new at this, they tend to really overdo this part. They want their store to look absolutely marvelous and perfect and gorgeous, and every little detail matters, and you're just really trying hard. This is not something you want to spend more than a few days on, right? Honestly, less than 3 days. I like simplicity, and I'm doing this as if I was on a budget, as if I was starting and I didn't have that much money and I could just afford enough to set things up. I'm gonna assume that because a lot of people just really off the bat starting e-commerce, they get the paid theme. It really is not necessary. I've scaled stores with literally the debut theme, the one you're looking at right now, the one that Shopify gives you by default. And that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna stick with the debut theme, and I'm gonna show you guys how we can make this really simple theme look pretty decent. So we're gonna go to customize. It's one of the biggest things about e-com and drop shipping and just starting an online business is that you don't need coding skills. People think it's so complicated to build a website and that they need coding skills, but they don't. You don't need design skills. You don't need coding skills. You just need to know how to click, literally. We have the sections and theme settings. All you have to worry about is really 4 things here: sections, theme settings, homepage, right? This is just a view, how your collection looks, how your homepage looks, how your cart looks, etc. And then here is the 4th thing you need. This is just how it's gonna look on mobile. And then here's how it'll look on desktop. Theme setting, let's just get started. So let's do colors. Again, we wanna be congruent. And remember, earlier I said, make sure you save this. Well, this is where you're going to need it. Basically, what you want to do is edit the primary button. The primary buttons would be like these buttons right here. So, for example, you can do, what I like to do is, we're actually going to do a green. We're also going to do the same thing. We're going to copy this hex code, and we're going to call this the ATC hex code. ATC, it's add to cart. So I recommend your add to cart to be green or to be black. On social media, what you're going to do is you're going to highlight all the social media you have. And basically what you're going to have is at least Facebook. And just for the sake of example, we're just going to do this. And then Instagram, of course. At the very least, when you start off, you need to have Facebook and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. And what'll happen is it'll display right here. Once you put your link, obviously you don't want to use Shopify's, but whatever your Instagram username is, whatever your Facebook username is, you want to put that so it can actually link it to your page. So when people click here, it'll take them to your Facebook. And Favicon, if you don't know what Favicon is, it's basically these little icons. You see, like Apple has its logo here, and Shopify has its little Shopify bag logo and custom cat. So that's basically what you'll be doing, is just getting a Favicon. Okay, so it'll be your logo. Let's just use this. All right, it's probably gonna look ugly, but obviously you'll have a nice designed logo from Fiverr, and it'll look better. So we're gonna select that, and that's it. It's a little caveat here. If you don't know what Fiverr is a freelance marketplace where you can get literally anything done. Before you even create a Shopify account, you want your logo and your store banner done. That way you don't waste your time, because it does take a few days for your designer to actually design you it and deliver it to you. Basically, the way Fiverr works is that you type whatever you want, right? In this case, logo designer. It's really cheap. You can get logos for like $10, $20, or $5 even. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna sort by best selling, $5 logo, or somebody who does it for 10. So check it out, and definitely get the logo and the Shopify banner designed before you open your Shopify account. We're gonna go to the checkout. It's just gonna need a logo, right? So whatever your logo is, you're gonna use it. And basically, it's when you get to the checkout page, wherever the customer needs to put their shipping address and their credit card info and all of that, that's the checkout page. And at the top, you should at least have your logo, so it looks neat, professional. So you're just gonna upload your image, and you always want to center it. Make the logo size large. Here also, accents, depending on your theme, our theme colors for this example, where this like blue that I picked. So this is where you're just gonna click and replace this hex code, and it'll choose the exact color of your store, right? Whatever color you pick. In this case, this is what I'm using as an example. And then buttons, you want to remain congruent all the way to checkout. And I've seen many beginners make this mistake where people add to cart is green, but then when they get to the checkout, that button is not green. So you need to make it congruent all the way. We chose this green, so basically that'll be the green button, right? The add to cart. And now you're just gonna hit save. So now we're gonna do sections, and header is the very first thing you should do. And this is up to you whether you want to keep it centered. It depends on your logo, to be honest, and however it looks. I'm not picky about this. And you can modify the logo width. You can make it bigger, smaller, however you see fit. And then here's where you do your menu. Now I'm going to take a little bit of a hard stop right here. We're going to jump to a section that you should do before moving forward here. What you're going to want to do is go to pages. And then in pages, this is where, you're going to create, pages. But here's what I mean. And these are the essentials to have, right? You're going to want to have an About Us page. And you're just going to hit save. Contact Us page. And, you pretty much do this for every single one. Alright guys, so we've created all our pages the same way, exactly how we did About Us and all products, or Contact Us. I didn't want to show you each and every one for the sake of time, but essentially these are all the ones you want to have. I added sizing chart. This one is for print on demand specific, and Obviously, if you're doing AliExpress dropshipping only, you don't need sizing chart. This is why I told you guys to copy the return policy, right? Because essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna go here to returns, paste it here, right? And this is gonna be your return policy. And you're gonna do the same thing for privacy and terms. For the about us, and this is something that people overthink, and honestly it just has to be really simple. And I actually even have a template on my Facebook group, so again guys, seriously, it'll be so convenient for you if you are also part of the Ecom Elites family. So you can get all of this that's pretty much pre-made for you. All you literally have to do is change it to your company name and your location. So literally this is how simple it is, right? Obviously make it a little make it sound a little nicer, more congruent. I was just thinking off the top of my head, but my template is very similar to this, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need to make an emotional connection. You'll hear a lot of people say that that's necessary, but no, maybe down the line, yes, when you build a brand and things like that. But for right now, simplicity is your friend. Okay, so that's literally going to be your about us page. And again, I have a template in my Facebook group, so definitely send a request to join. It's called Ecom Elites, and it's on the link down below the description of this video. And contact us. That's it. Like, a lot of people really try to go above and beyond on this one. And yes, while having the more means you give to people to communicate with you, the better. Don't overcomplicate yourself. Don't let this be something that's going to stop you, right? I've seen so many people try to literally do the impossible to get a business phone number, like a 1-800 number. Like, that's not necessary, honestly. As long as they can reach out to you in some way, an email is more than enough. FAQ, right? I do have an FAQ template in my Facebook group. So definitely send out a request to join. You can literally, that one you don't even need to change. You just copy and paste it. I'm not gonna write all the questions, but essentially this is what it is. Alright guys, so we pretty much have everything filled out. Sorry if you hear like a noise, they're cutting the yard. I don't know what the heck. The second step is to go to navigation. So in navigation, this is what you'll see: main menu, footer menu, and you can add more menus, and this is what will actually display in your store. So here's a caveat: despite the fact that you created pages here, they will still not show up on your store. It's because you haven't linked these pages to the actual navigation, the menus, and that's what we're gonna do here. So for example, if we go to main menu, that's the top part, and you only need to have this at the top. You need to have an about us, and then here's where you link it, right? Since we created all those pages, we'll just search it, it's right here, about us. Had we not created the pages earlier, this wouldn't come up. So now we're gonna link this, and then we're gonna have a contact. That's literally it. We're gonna go footer. Footer is where everything else we did, it's going to go. So search bar, leave that be, because some people like to actually search through your store. Maybe they will find something. The next thing you want to have is contact us. So you actually want to have contact us both at the top and at the bottom, because you want to give your customers or your potential customers ways to contact you from anywhere. Alright, so we got everything set up. Search, contact us, shipping, FAQ, returns, privacy, terms. And that's it. Boom. Now you have home, catalog, about us, contact us. Right? And if you click here, it'll actually take you to that page. You can check each and every one, but they'll work. Trust me. If you do contact, you'll have where they can contact you. Oh, so a little thing we forgot here. I'm so glad I clicked here because I actually did something wrong. So in contact us, this is the only page where you will actually do this one extra step. So besides actually filling something out here and having the title, you're going to go here on the right where it says template, and you're going to hit template suffix, and you're gonna do page.contact. So basically what this tells the theme is, this is the contact page, and therefore you should display the contact us template. And every theme has a contact us template pre-built. So if we refresh this same page, you'll see that this is exactly what we're talking about. Now we're back at our store, right? And we gotta finish the rest of these, and we're done. So here's where you want to lay your banner, and this is something you would have already created through Fiverr. So we went ahead and picked this banner. Since I'm called Evans Luxury, I guess a watch would be kind of congruent. Obviously do a better job than I am doing. This is just for a demo purposes. And here you're gonna have a featured collection. And you know, this is another little side note here that I want to touch upon. People think starting off that they have to fill their store with a bunch of products. You don't. Just literally have 1 to 3 products to start off. That's it. If you can just start with one, that's okay. Don't overwhelm yourself. And the reason why I say this is very, very simple. The way this business model works is you launch and test one product at a time. And what this means is, let's say I pick my first product and I only do one product right now. I launch it. Let's say it failed, right? Or maybe it succeeded, regardless of the outcome. Whenever it's time to move on to the next product, don't delete that product from your site. Leave it on your site. Simply add another product from AliExpress and launch and test that one too. Again, regardless of the outcome of whether you made money on it or not. Again, leave it on the store, don't take it out, and then take another product, launch and test. And soon enough, within weeks, you'll be having a bunch of products stacked organically, right? Just naturally, because you're testing one by one and you're leaving them there. You don't actually have to keep this. You can remove this section, right? These are all removable. You can remove everything. Now, image with text, I'm gonna remove it. I think this is like completely unnecessary. And then slideshow, it's also unnecessary. So now all we have is this, of course, right? So we're gonna add section. Then after that, we're gonna do featured product. Here, all you're gonna do is show quantity selector, right? So people can actually select how many of the products they want. Don't show vendor, that's fine. Enable image zoom, and don't show dynamic checkout. And remove social sharing buttons. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want to cause the least distractions to the customer as possible. You want the customer to buy, not to share. The next section can be newsletter, and you just add it. And I know you see it repeated here, but don't worry. We're going to fix that. And here you're just going to say something as simple as that. And boom, save. And now let's just go to the footer. Just select this, and automatically at the bottom right it'll show all the all the payment option icons, and this is good for social proof. We already have a newsletter, so we can just remove this. I would say this is not really necessary, so you can just remove it. And in quick links, you can just to get rid of that. So now you just have, and this looks so beautiful, very organized, very neat. Search, contact us, shipping, FAQ, returns, privacy, and terms. And this is all you need. That's enough to start. You don't need to have a ton of sections. You don't need to make your store super crazy and professional, and you know, don't even, especially starting out, don't even try to look as monstrous as this one does. Because the only reason that this store looks as monstrous and really neat is because they've been doing this for 2 years. They've probably started with one product and then they went to the next, the next, the next. And now they, after 2 years, of course, they're gonna stack hundreds, if not thousands of products in their catalog. Literally just focus on your store and focus on having the essentials. If you're starting with one product, then just start with one product. And that's it. There's no need to be adding more products. So that was hack number 3, what makes a good homepage. So this is hack number 2, must have apps, all right? So people also get overwhelmed with this and they want to have, again, just like the store, some people want to make it crazy monstrous. A lot of people think they have to have all the apps in the world to start, but no, the less apps you start with, the better. We're making this as simple and as, you know, beginner friendly as possible, and just having too many apps will be way overwhelming. I'm gonna show you the apps that you absolutely need to start off and kill it. Like I said earlier in the beginning, we're gonna assume we're on a budget and we're only gonna get the essential apps. So for this, we're actually going to visit the Shopify store, and really it's only a couple of apps. The app number one that you're going to need is Oberlo. Oberlo is a free app until a certain point. And so we're going to go ahead and add app, and you'll see how this makes the import process very, very easily. And for those of you who don't know, Oberlo is the app that you need to import products from AliExpress straight to your Shopify. Now we're going to get the second app, and it's called Loox. And Loox is basically an app to import your reviews from AliExpress. And this is so critical and so key. Everybody who buys online, the number one thing they do is look at product reviews. And if you don't have product reviews or you have poor product reviews, no one's going to buy from you. It's as simple as that. And this actually has a 14-day free trial. And then after that, it's literally $10 a month. Again, very inexpensive for an online business. I hear a lot of people always complain how expensive these things are, but it really isn't if you really put it in the context of opening an online business to opening a brick and mortar business where you have to pay rent, most likely you pay employee salaries, and it's just thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Like, this is nothing. We're gonna install app, and you're gonna get 14-day free trial with Loox. The next app will be Free Shipping Bar, and this is actually the app we're gonna use for the announcement bar. Now, the next app you want to have is Privy. And basically what Privy is, it's a exit pop-up intent. What it'll do is if customers try to leave, this app will automatically detect that, and it'll just give the customer a pop-up saying, hey, don't leave. If you purchase something now, you can get 50% discount off. So it prevents your customer from leaving, and it gives them an incentive to come back and make the purchase. I am going to recommend Coin app, Coin Currency Converter, and they do have a 30-day free trial. And Coin Converter is basically, for example, if you're in the US and somebody visits your site that's from the US, they'll see your currency in USD. However, if somebody visits from, let's say, Australia, without this app, they'll still see your prices for your products in USD. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful app. 30-day free trial, and then it's just $5 every month after that. Frequently bought together, and you may be familiar with this, and it's something Amazon uses all the time, and it just helps them convert so well, right? And there's actually a couple of options, but the one I've personally tried that I liked is global related products, and it's completely free, and it works very seamless, and it's beautiful. I didn't put an email marketing app here, simply because you don't need it yet, not to start with. An email marketing app is basically, you want to get to the point where you're doing email marketing when you have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of customers already. One final app that you need is called Trust Badges. You can just use this one that says free Trust Badges, and this one's completely free. We're on the Trust app, and it'll basically be the actual card logos and things like that. It just adds trust to people. This is all you need, okay? Like, don't overwhelm yourselves. Don't try to get 1,000 apps. This is all you need to get started. I know I keep repeating that, but I really just want to hammer this home, okay? Alright guys, the final hack, number 1, the perfect product page. So we're going to add that final section, and this wasn't here before. You'll notice that Loox, now there's a look section here. So what you want to do is we want to add this all reviews grid. And right now it's going to look like this, kind of ugly, empty. And that's completely fine, because this is going to actually depend on, whenever you have a product, and then, we have to do this anyway, so we'll get to this. But this will actually can serve as social proof. So display only reviews with photos. So that's pretty much it. So all you do is save. And here I do want this to be the very last thing. You can actually drag these. It's like drag and drop. Everything, like I said, is so easy. You don't need to be a coder. Literally just drag and drop stuff, and it just works so swiftly and so beautifully. Now we're gonna save. So now we're going to AliExpress.com, And then we're gonna type man luxury watches. Obviously, the only reason I'm doing this it's because we're kind of making my store. You know, I just want to keep it congruent. Like I already put a watch on the banner, so I'm just gonna pretend like I sell watches. But obviously, you know, you sell whatever you're selling, you would just do that. Once you have the Loox app installed and you followed their setup process, you'll actually have this little button. Sorry, not Loox, Oberlo. You'll have this little button which basically automatically helps you import stuff. Let's go ahead and let's just import this one. All right, this is beautiful. It has a lot of orders. So right here it says product imported successfully. So literally with a click of a button. And now we're gonna go to products, and you'll see that literally imported your product, and everything that you just did is here. We're inside the product category, and again, this is the title that you assign to it. So there's no need to touch that. Now, product description, make it look nice. Shipping info, something like that. And money back guarantee, right? This is what really goes in line with your policy. Something along those lines, right? But essentially, you want to actually state to the customer that you do have a refund policy. And that is literally it for product description. As you can see, all the images that you selected on Oberlo imported. So that's pretty neat. And then you can see that all the images here imported as well with each variant. Obviously, you don't want people to select, I want this ship from China. So that's actually something that you're just going to do edit options, and that's something you're going to delete. Just from a professional standpoint, I really don't recommend that you leave these as A, B, C, and D. You can actually edit these in bulk, which is pretty cool, right? You just select here and edit variants. One thing you want to do here is definitely use this button and add a couple of fields. Okay, so I've added 2 extra columns, and one thing to note here, or 2 things to note here, is that if you are charging taxes, right, wherever you're from, and if you're required to charge taxes on a product, definitely check these. Alright, so if you want to edit everything at the same time, you can do it if you actually highlight it. If you leave it in Oberlo, whenever somebody orders, right, to your store, Oberlo will actually automatically fulfill it for you. But if you put Shopify, if somebody does place an order through you, it won't go through Oberlo. So that means you have to manually fulfill the order yourself. And for here, sometimes this will just import the way AliExpress is, and it won't always make sense. Like it'll say color and it's A, B, C, D, right? So you know this means model, right, or something along those lines. So you just can simply go here and hit edit option and just change this to model, right, or type, whatever you want to do. I think model sounds more appropriate. And now the final piece of the puzzle before you can actually go live, and you know after this you're pretty much ready, is we're actually going to need to import all these reviews, right? Because a site without reviews, people won't trust it and they won't buy from you. You're going to click import a Loox, and when we installed the app, that's exactly what Loox made us do. So in this instance, you're going to select the product. We only have one, so that's pretty easy. Vendor reviews. You're only going to import 5 stars. You can do all countries and you can just translate to English. I typically prefer to import only reviews with photos. Let's do preview and import. So the way it works is you can actually read through these reviews and you know just make sure the English is good and it makes sense, and that's it. It has pictures, really nice. These are legit people actually, you know, trying this on, you know, but these are just the supplier reviews. You're starting from 0, so you need to import your own reviews for social proof. So cute and works perfectly. I'm very happy. Same as the photo, good quality. At the very least, you want to have 15 reviews on their site. It's just a good amount of reviews. And, you know, import complete. And then what you can do is feature product, right? Remember, this is all empty? It's okay. Now, we actually go and select product. And now that we've imported it and it exists in Shopify, we can actually select it and boom. Like, this literally will import. And look at this nice little green add to cart. Very bold. And make sure your add to cart is just green, bold, and in your face. Because in the customer's face, because you know, you want to make it easy for them to find where to actually or how to actually buy. So now we're just going to refresh this and see how our store really looks. You know, you came into this website, obviously you're going to have a much better looking logo. One thing I probably didn't mention is that, you know, websites should always have a white background. I've seen people make the mistake of making their backgrounds completely black or just some other color, pink even or beige. Don't. Just use white background. It's what people are used to. And honestly, if you use anything other than white in the background, it'll look very ugly and it can hurt your conversions. It actually looks pretty sketchy. You know, as long as your site is good enough to convert, which is what it is right now, then everything else is just 100% depending on product and targeting. And you know, just having the foundation, having this ready, so critical to start making sales. If your site does not have everything we just went through, please go back and correct it. If you guys are wondering what your product page looks like, well, this is an issue. To fix this, you actually have to go back to the theme editor, and this is exactly what's causing the problem. And you never ever want an add to cart button with like this, like just blank. You want it green, big and bold. Well, this is because this is checked. It's called show dynamic checkout. Just remove that. You don't really need it, and you know, just leave it like that, and now it looks normal. Okay, and again, remove the social sharing buttons. We totally forgot to do the product page section, but we're here anyways. And then show quantity selector, and then just save. And then one little thing you can do is, you know, if you go to colors, you know, sale price, if you want, you can make it red so people actually see that it's not, this is what it is, it's on sale. And, you know, it used to be $9.99. So now that we made those corrections, we can just refresh the page. And boom, it just looks great. And this is the secure and trusted checkout. The trust badge is just so critical. You know, your product description, people can see exactly what the product is. They can see exactly how long it takes, and it's just lined up so great. And you guys can see, like, the debut theme is such a beautiful theme. It's simple and slick and just good enough. Don't try to sell this watch. Well, actually, use my product research method. You know, use my cheat sheet, which again, if you don't know what I'm referring to, I have my personal product research cheat sheet, you know, where you can find products that can make you up to 100K. It's amazing. People in my group, they're loving it. They're super loving the cheat sheet because I've made it so simple to find viral products, and it's a completely free method. You know, you don't have to use paid apps or anything like that. So if you guys want that, please join. Another reason to join my elite ecom family group. Everything looks clean and just good enough, guys. And this is all it takes. You don't need something crazy to make sales. This is all you need to make sales and even scale. So that is pretty much it, guys, and believe it or not, this is the perfect product page.
Alright guys, that is it for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification button. Join my Facebook Ecom Elites group. That's where all the goodies are. That's where I'm really heavily involved and I help people. And you know, we're just looking to build a community. I don't sell anything. I don't sell courses. Everything's free. One last thing before I go, guys, super important. I'm actually doing a giveaway. I need you guys' help to hit 100 YouTube subscribers. It's just 5 steps that are down below in the description. All you have to do is follow those 5 steps and to help me hit those 100. And at the same time, each step has its own prizes. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much. And Batman hopes to see you all on the next. I'm Batman.